favourite picture. Felt like a queen. Queen at the beginning or the end of a fairy story. How innocent I was. As I walked down the aisle, and we were married, and as we walked out, Leslie said, "How do you feel?" And I said, "I'm not sure I've done the right thing. I'm scared." When I think about it, these smiles that we had were all fake. They were so, I remember thinking, my face is going to get tired if I don't stop smiling. But smile and keep your head up, and I thought, oh, how did I ever get into this? Why didn't I just elope? So I was very lucky to catch a man. I mean, that was the ultimate thing, and to get one and say as handsome, as charming, and as successful as Leslie was. And he was 5 years older than me, so that he was more mature than I was, and he'd be able to advise me and look after me. And I knew, now you've made your bed, you lie on it. And sometimes the bed wasn't that too comfortable, but the saying was. But then it was fine. You just got married, and you bought a house, and you had children, and became a mother. And that was all as far as I could see.
No, I thought contention was a good thing for us to help. You missed it. So you missed it. But it was a good lesson, just the same.
Okay, get changed, please, but no pants. Just a Sabbath day. You don't want pants. Oops.
David.
Okay. We have had 7 children in 20 years, of which 4 were adopted. And
why on earth did you adopt?
Well, why do we adopt? We just feel, in England we foster children, babies, tiny babies, and we knew we had a gift that we could love other people's children, and it didn't make any difference to us. With 7 children, it was a very busy life, as you can imagine.
You were married quite young, weren't you?
Yes, I was married, not quite 19 when I got married, and I had my first baby when I was just gone 20.
For how many years were you happy?
Or were you just happy because you didn't
know
any different?
No, I think I was happy. I mean, happiness is something inside, right?
Yeah.
You feel happy, and I felt happy. Never doubted it. If you feel happy, why do you doubt it?
As close to there as possible, because of that, you want to cover it just with a piece of plastic, okay?
Right there where that crack is.
My marriage was happy, my children were happy, we had nice income coming in to support our family. So why would you doubt your happiness until you have time to doubt the things around you? And it was the time, and still is, the time that I have on my hands. You know, I always wanted to learn to sew. You know, when the children get older, and when the children were older, all the things I'd put back to do when they got older, I didn't want to do. All these goals that I'd set, when they actually got there, I didn't want to do it. And so here I had all these years ahead of me. What do you fill your life with? This is lunch. I'm serving.
Mom.
This is a snack. So don't eat too much. I'm serving lunch at 1, I hope.
Are we going to say the blessing?
Yeah. Ah, it's not yours. Come on. You have goodies. Show around, please. Leave her alone. Shop around.
Sit here. Sit here.
Okay.
She's shy.
I can't get out. Somebody else will do legs.
We'll just sit here.
You're just sitting on my leg. Move, huh? Thank you.
Mark's just left the room, hasn't he?
Mark is here.
There.
Well, who's missing?
Mark is just sitting.
Martin.
Martin.
Yeah, I'm right
Six,
here.
that counted. That's 6.
Oh, I just thought it was this. Well, whose is that? That's what confused me. Whose is the bowl in the middle with the spoon in and nobody eating from it?
All right. Wise guys.
You haven't eaten what you've got there.
I have.
I know what it was. That was Leanne's bowl, and she decided to take the bigger bowl.
But then again, no, you're still wrong.
Okay, who else wants this?
Maybe before Patrick please.
Now, my little love. Are you
No,
quite
but he,
full up
like,
now?
he started to come to just as I was leaving.
I'd say that it started when Blair was 3. And they get to be 3 and they get to be independent.
He's your youngest.
He's the baby.
Uh-huh.
Also, the children at the other end were had gone through, Martin's the eldest, had gone through the teenage bit and never really had much, but he was going away this way and Blair was going away that way, and then there was the gap at the time. I think it's like when a man retires at 65 after he's been a busy man for all those years, they have an adjustment period to make, and I think this was an adjustment period that I didn't recognise and nobody else recognised. I think about 18 months ago the crying started, and I didn't know why I was crying or what reason there was, or it must be the menopause. So off I went to the doctor and told him I was in the menopause. He said, "You're too young." And I said, "No, it must be the menopause because I've read the books and you get headaches and you cry all the time. Therefore, I know it's the menopause." Looking for a label, looking for something. If you could just find something wrong with me and say, "Yes, you've got cancer, we can operate, we can cut it out, we can give you pills," then I could be fixed. And when it wasn't the menopause, then I really got scared. When you don't know and there's nothing physically wrong with you, then it has to come up from here. And the fear of the craziness started. This didn't seem to go along with how I had been. I had never been this way. You know, normally I was a happy-go-lucky kind of person. You know, life was normal, and then suddenly life was not normal anymore. It felt like I was in a dark tunnel, and there was no light at the end, but I had to keep going down this tunnel. The ground started to shake. My marriage seemed to be rocky because I was now asserting myself and saying, "I'm unhappy. Why am I unhappy?" This one's good enough, except it's wet as usual.
I know they vary so much week by week. Mrs. Wright's was best last week, but it's gone up again now to 87.
Yeah, I think it's still the best. The best buy. Spice.
You know, Lisa really is getting a bit plump.
Yes, yeah, I know.
And I think sometimes, you know, if they were to have perhaps soup in front of their main meal, they wouldn't have to have cakes and cookies and that kind of thing.
I know, Les, but soup doesn't give them the same feeling as
Yeah, but it fills them up. I think 3 good meals a day would be all they really need, and then, you know, the cookies could be
They do
just an
eat
extra.
3 good meals a day, but they still need some fun things. You just can't live on 3 meals a day. I turned to my church and I said, "I'm not happy. I know I should be happy, but I'm not." And he said to me, "Well, I should keep yourself busy, but with 7 children, you should be busy. It's your job to keep the children clean and clean clothes and to support your husband in every way. And I think if you learnt to quilt, you
Quilt.
that would be the fulfillment." And I said to him,
Thank you very much, but that's not quite what I had in mind.
"Thank you very much. It may please some women, and that's the answer for some women, but for me right now is not the answer." But my husband drove, and I remember sitting there and thinking and crying and thinking to myself, is there nobody anywhere that I can go to that'll say, "I know how you feel. Lord, I'm by myself, and I don't know anybody else that can help me. Where do I go from here?" And so I went down to a mental health place. My husband went with me. And my husband said, "I don't know what's wrong with my wife. I don't know how to control her or deal with her anymore." And she said, "Now, what's the problem?" And he said, "Well," she said, "Give me an example." And he said, "Well, she won't go on any more picnics." And she said, "Oh, is that right?" "Yes, she just won't go on more picnics," which sounds funny now.
It's true.
And I put my foot down and said, "No more picnics for me. I've had it." And so she said, "Oh yes, I see what you mean. You have a problem." And I sat on one side of the room, and they just conversed.
You were the object.
I was the
Or what?
the object, not even object, just a blob that sat there, listened to these two.
Disgusting.
And I went home and decided there and then that I would look for a psychiatrist. Obviously, this wasn't going to help, and so I found a really good psychiatrist. After the first visit, I said, am I crazy? You know, if I'm crazy, then I want to be fixed. And he said, no, you're not crazy. There's nothing wrong with you at all. You just are changing roles. And I said, why the crying? Why the crying? And he said, it is perfectly normal and natural to cry, because what you're doing is you're mourning the death of a role of your children growing older. Time goes so quickly. It seems I've been sleeping all these years away, and yet I was doing things and going places and speaking to people and having an exciting life. We never could say with the ordinary average family, and yet years went by, not just days, of fun and happiness, and it was a wonderful life, a life that one has to put one behind one. But the memories still keep coming. Martin this day had this picture taken. I'd made his sweater and took him on the bus to have it taken. And oh, he was in a real happy, mischievous mood when they took these pictures. It was a thing in those days to get all these different angles of a child. And now he's 21 nearly. And once again, one wonders, will life ever be as complete and as fulfilling as that?
Go! Go. What is the matter? Help me, Mommy, look out! You can't tell me. You put your feet down.
This is the picture we had taken when we were going to England. We took most of our family portraits to take home and show how the family were growing in numbers and in size. And I thought I looked terrific. I thought my hair looked good and I had fashionable glasses on, and I really felt good that day. The weight came with the image, I think. A mother with 7 children really should look fat. I think it was part of the image that I accepted, that my mother was fat, my father was getting that way with retiring, and so that's how mothers should look, with 7 children. But suddenly, this new person, which took a long, painful trail, was beginning to come out. I started to lose weight. And I used to think, I wonder if all these years that she'd been trying to get out, but I didn't want to let her out because she was so different to the old one. So different. When I think the years back, I would feel this kind of wanted to come out, but I'd push her back because I knew she was so different, so very different. These flashes of, I really should try to do that. Oh, I haven't got time. Push back. I didn't want her out. I was scared she'd come out and she would destroy the thing that I had, that I was safe with.
Come on!
I was scared. I had never been inside Doctors College, and I hadn't been back to school for I don't know how many years. It wasn't just a new experience, it was the first time I hadn't done something without the children or without Leslie. It was just by myself. You had to draw graphs, and my draft was the conflict within me. You know, and she said, oh, I can see you're having problems. And I'd like to take it now. I really would like to take it all over again and just see how the outlook is different. But when she brought the computer out, this piece of paper, which I carry with me, it said all these things, and then I realized that I was a person. It was a beginning.
It's really important for you to make some decisions about the kind of areas you're interested in. That's why I was suggesting the career exploration program to you.
Yeah, I think that may be...
One of the things that happens in that course is that...
It was a beginning that I was not a dummy because I'd been a mother. I was not a dummy because I stayed at home, but I'd learned many things in life bringing up children, and that I was going to be a me. And I'd say to Leslie, I want to be me. I want to be me. And he'd say, I don't know what you mean. I want to be me. I don't want to be your wife. I want to be me. I want people to know, you know, for years in our church I was known as Les Garner's wife. You're Les Garner's wife. Oh, you're Les Garner. Funny, I said, I am Patricia.
A lot of people are so used to buying 2 at a time. They come through with 2 and then you have to figure out what it is.
And you have to work it out. And they haven't really said
Makes
it.
extra work.
We seem to do everything together, and it drives me crazy. We even go grocery shopping together, and Leslie pays for it. And up until 6 months ago, I couldn't write a check out for myself. And that's not respect. I want to control my life. Nobody else.
You've got to read that on the paper. 18 cents I would owe you.
I enjoy going shopping. That's one of the highlights of my life, to go shopping with you. I enjoy being with you. But I realise now, as a result of what you said, that really and truly I'm debasing you by going with you and not trusting you to do the marketing on your own, in a sense.
There's a difference. There's a difference because you're coming because you're invited, or coming because you feel it's your right to come. Now, if I want you to come, I'll just say, want to come with me? But I think I should have the choice to say, I want you or I don't want you, without you feeling all upset and threatened and miserable. And
Okay, well now let's just imagine a normal Friday evening or something. If I came home from work and didn't instantly go in the kitchen and help you to prepare supper, you would be most hurt, because for 20 years I've done that.
And I've never complained about that, have I? Have I ever complained about that?
No, but there again, really, I'm debasing your role by going, I'm saying you can't do it on your own.
You're blackmailing me.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. And I don't like that. I'm saying it's time to unglue the pair and be an individual in a right and still be a pair. But you're saying that I can't grow this way because you want to grow right the side of me. And I'm saying we can grow and still love each other and still have this better relationship, because I'm growing and developing this way and you're going to develop that way. But we're not losing our love. But you feel threatened that if I say I want to do something by myself or with my friends, and I keep saying, get yourself a hobby, get yourself a friend, do it, but get off my back. You're gluing. I feel you're smothering me with this togetherness bit. And it's time, because I've found that this new me likes to have time for herself. The Women's Centre always seemed a threatening place. When you're desperate, you'll try anything, I guess. And it wasn't that way at all, of course. They're just ordinary females, wonderful women. It was really the Women's Centre that put me back.
I've worked at the center for such a long time, and I've never seen anybody change so radically and so quickly as you did. Remember when you came in the door a year ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
It just...
You were so timid and
so
quiet.
So frightened.
Yeah.
I was being pushed in by one friend and pulled by another friend, and I thought it was all set up. They were going to get me.
You didn't even sit down. Do you remember?
No.
I had to come over here and I had to talk to you because you wouldn't even go and sit down. And you kept on saying, I really don't know about this women's center.
There's some things that I feel only another female can feel. And it's a new experience for me to have a female that says, you feel like this, don't you? And I'll say, yeah, I do feel like that. Well, we all feel that way. It's okay to feel that way. Try this exercise, read this book, because they're females. Now, that's not taken away from the marriage. That's to me, adding upon it. That's making me a better, more rounded person.
I don't think I felt jealous of you going to the Women's Centre. I felt a possessive jealousy towards you overall ever since we married.
I know, and it's not healthy.
And that's where the problem lies, is the fact that I have resented. And I know that's true, and I always have done. And that's something I still don't think I've really licked. I've always resented you having other friends.
We gradually have not gone apart. We've just learned to respect each other's privacy. And I said to Leslie, when we were going through this thing in the summer, this love bit, I love you, and I said to Leslie, love is letting me be free, do my thing. I'm going to come back, I'm not going to leave you. And you say, but you are free, you are liberated. And I said, yes, like a butterfly with one wing pinned to the wall. A butterfly can't fly, but it's got 2 wings, and I intend to have my wings. With or without your permission, I am going to fly all around, and I'll come back. Like my car, decided to buy a new car because the other car was broken down. As I said, it's important I have my name on that piece of paper. A, because I thought one day something may happen to our marriage and I would like to have some security in my name, and B, because I needed to see my name everywhere, so I knew it was me. I then decided it was time to get a job. And this kind of scared me because I had never got a job in Canada before and I hadn't worked for 20 years. What do you do with your life when you've raised 7 children and you haven't got the qualifications that the world wants? I've got all this energy and all this love and nobody wants it. I could do the volunteer work, and there's always volunteers, but I've done the volunteer bit. I want something that's going to make me feel good. And my friend said that she was a homemaker, a paid homemaker, and I thought that sounds not too daring, but daring enough that it would be a good idea to get it. So I went for an interview, and they said they didn't have any positions open. I said, well, I want to come in for an interview, please. Put my name in. Well, there's no point. I want to come in. All right, come on out. So I went out, and about a month later I started work, and that really was good. That was when I found that dollar worth, the children respected me more because I was out in the workforce. Resented it, but also liked the idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the because of that. Now I want to know what I'm going to do next year and 10 years from now. I want a security that I'm going to feel good, I'm going to feel better, and I'm going to feel complete. I feel lots better. I mean, I feel much better. But when you feel better, you want to feel better than better.
See, up in the air, Bear. That's better, see? Yeah, you're right.
Did you get that across?
Like that, see?
I think I get my strength, stubbornness, whatever you want to call it, from my grandmother. I was born in her house and she was, to me, a real women's libber. No man was going to rule her, no man was going to keep her. As long as she had breath in her body, she'd make her own decisions. And for an older person, even in her 80s, to be that independent to me was delightful. You know, if I can die at 84 and leave this heritage to my daughters, then I think that that's something to leave behind. This strength that you don't give up because you don't feel good, and you don't give up because you don't know where you're going to go, but you keep going because that's life. When I look in this box, it's a feeling of why do things have to change? Why couldn't they go on? And yet, the new me says it's over. It's just a box of memories, and the memories won't go away. The memories will always be there, and I hope as time passes, the memories won't be quite so vivid and hurtful and sad. Though the days were happy, it isn't that. It's just the sadness is coming to an end. But it's just a box, and we have to pass on.
I'll race you down to the car.
I'll beat ya.
Only if I can say when.
Okay.
And only if I get ahead.
No way. Okay.
Okay. Wait. Oh, you go straight. Go.